Yo, what's up, family? So we got this new video by Dr. Nostalgia PhD. So he got a PhD in this shit. So that's cool. Fox Network canceled this cartoon for being too black. Lucas Bros Moving Company. Now this show was OG, bro. I remember watching this show when I was in high school, bro. I was in high school. I was in class. I was sneaking it on the those classes where like you're failing too much classes so they make you take the classes online while in school. Yeah, it makes no sense, I know. But it's like, yeah, you take classes online while in school, so you go in this classroom that's just computers and you just taking classes over again, and it's a period, like you do it for a period and then you go back to your regular classes. It's weird. But yeah, I used to go in those classes and I used to just go on that those websites where you just watch free shit, and I was watching this right here, bro, and bro, this got me through one of those classes, bro, until it ended. It was a short ass series, which kind of pissed me off, but it's cool. It was good while it lasted. I wish they did make more. I didn't know they canceled it though. I thought it was just like the series finished. That really sucked that they canceled it because this show was good. But supposedly it got canceled for being too black, which kind of makes no sense because the Boondocks. But I think the Boondocks did get canceled. They made a season 4, but then they canceled it. But it wasn't because it was too black. It was because they got a different Arthur and it wasn't doing as good as the last seasons. That was it, wasn't it? Because season 1 through 3, those were good, but once they made season 4, bro, it just kind of became something else. It was alright, but it wasn't like where it was before. But that's kind of interesting. They canceled it because of blood. Let's see what this Doctor Nostalgia got to say about this.
People don't even know it existed. Oscar-nominated twin brothers Kenny and Keith Lucas are most known for their underground classic Judas.
Bro, these dudes look fried. Wow, like look at them. They look fried, bro.
And the Black Messiah. Before reaching this level of success, they had to start off local doing stand-up comedy. They parlayed this exposure into a deal for their highly controversial stoner comedy cartoon that heavily promoted
It was
cannabis.
so fire.
Today, Fox is looked at kind of like this weird, racist, right-wing network. So it's weird to look back and see that they were the ones who purchased the rights and aired this. I say that because Lucas Bros Moving Co. is a black ass show, man, for real. You thought Legends of Chamberlain Heights was something. The Lucas brothers
I never heard that.
sole proprietors of a self-titled business. Somehow they keep getting customers, but instead of doing any work, these two niggas sit on the couch, get high, and then end up on some insane adventures. That's it. For instance, in one episode,
It's literally like a black version of regular soul, bro. It's literally like an adult black version of regular soul. They said regular soul is animals, but like I like this. I like this show so much. I wish they did not stop it. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of scared. I was like on the fence of watching this show from time to time because they would have a lot of stuff to do with like the devil and stuff. And in that time period when I was younger, bro, I did not like watching anything that had the devil inside of it because I was scared it would like send me to a place called the bad place, and I wasn't trying to go to the bad place, bro. So yeah.
The younger versions of themselves purchased the Bone Thugs and Harmony album because in an alternate universe, Kenny purchased an Oasis album instead, which led to the brothers slowly growing apart. Or the time they discovered Jay-Z's Blueprint album was actually instructions for members of the Illuminati to follow in order to initiate plans to destroy the planet. There's even an episode where a homeless brother named Jumanji is endorsing hallucinogens and goes on a full-on mushroom trip. This show is legit all over.
I kind of really want to rewatch this.
One word, random. In terms of randomness, this one here rivals Robot Chicken levels of random. Random characters doing random things, and random celebrities pop up doing even more random shit. Ja Rule, Don King, Master P, Vince McMahon, Eddie Murphy, Steve Urkel, Juicy J, and many more. Speaking of celebrities, many were actually on board to take part in voice acting. Black comedians like Lunel, Hannibal Buress, and Lil Rel, rapper Action Bronson, and WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, just to name a few. I mean, to me, that sounds like a talented enough cast, so what exactly happened? Out of all networks imaginable, why was Fox the one to believe in it? Why did it fail and become this cult classic nobody has ever seen? You're definitely going to want to grab a drink and snack for this. And you'll probably enjoy this one more in a cloudy atmosphere, if you understand me. 4:20 p.m., Make the room nice and cloudy.
Yeah,
then we'll hop right into the crazy world of Lucas Brothers Moving Company.
The best it ever did it. I'm just keeping it real. Fubu. Fubu.
All right.
The year is 2013, it's Sunday night, and I'm watching what I like to call the Simpsons block. For years, it was the law to be in front of my TV Sunday night.
Simpsons is better than Family Guy. I'm just kidding, it's not. But Simpsons, I would still, I don't know, I can't say that either. But Simpsons got a special place in my heart, bro, because Simpsons was literally, well, I can't really say just Simpsons and Family Guy, because Simpsons and the Family Guy, those were like literally the only cartoons I could watch when they took Cartoon Network off the free cartoon channel. The free cable. You remember back in the days when you just had like that white cable cord that you just plug into your into your TV and plug into the wall, and they give you those basic channels. Yeah, it was like that. It was those basic television, bro. And the only time you could watch, the only cartoon channels you could watch was Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney. And then sometime in the future they got rid of Cartoon Network on there, so it's literally only Nickelodeon and Disney. And whenever it hit past 8 o'clock, you know, Nick became Nick at Night, and I did not like nothing on Nick at Night. I was one of those kids that just like, I didn't want to watch anything that was live action. I just wanted to watch straight cartoons. And Simpsons and Family Guy would be the only cartoons that would come on at that time. Matter of fact, it even got to a point where they got rid of Nickelodeon and Disney. So literally the only cartoons you could watch was Simpsons and Family Guy. So I remember back in the days, I was just watching that, bro. It was just that. Whenever it came on at 7:30, it was 7:30. It was 7 o'clock at 7:30. Simpsons, Family Guy at 7 o'clock, and Simpsons at 7:30. I think that's what it was. I remember, bro, those days, bro.
Catch the new episode of The Simpsons and whatever other shows followed. Over the years, this Simpsons block introduced me to a countless number of pretty damn interesting and or classic shows. King of the Hill, Married with Children, Futurama, The X-Files, Cleveland Show, and more. One Sunday night, I had no idea I was about to experience one of the coldest shows that somehow nobody knows about. Twin brothers Kenny.
I don't even know how I got to this Lucas Bros stuff.
Secondary school, and now it's time to make a career choice. The two would ultimately both decide to go to law school. After 3 years of dedication, they dropped out to pursue their true passion: comedy.
Kevin Spacey plays a lot of evil white dudes. He's sort of like the Michael Jordan of playing evil white dudes. Absolutely, what I would say. High caliber. Yeah.
The Lucas brothers have a dry, monotone, stoner style of comedy. Sometimes they can even be slightly dark. They play off each other with back and forth dialogue while setting each other up for the punchline. It's almost rhythmic. They took a gamble on themselves and hoped this style would translate well to the big screen. Lucas Bros Moving Company debuted on November 23rd, 2013. It ran for 2 seasons and mounted to 17 episodes. It focuses on brothers Kenny and Keith, who live in this Brooklyn brownstone. And this is their roommate Jean-Claude Van Damme. He hates the Lucas brothers because he thinks they're nothing more than inconsiderate, lazy, dirty weedheads. And to be frank, he might be onto something. In one episode, the brothers ate all of Jean-Claude's Fruity Holes, so they had to go on a wild journey.
Fruity Holes is a crazy name.
$1 million modeling agency owned by Don King, becoming international supermodels, then having to kill their money-crazed manager, resulting in them saving enough money to buy a lifetime supply of Fruity Holes.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
That random right there is a typical episode of Lucas Brothers. It's all over the place, and if you blink for a second, you'll miss a wild transition. As I mentioned before, the brothers own a moving company, yet they never move a goddamn thing. In all seriousness, throughout 2
They really
seasons, I
didn't.
seen them move one item. Was it a bookshelf? Nope. How about a heavy table?
Wasn't it? It was a fridge, wasn't it?
A fucking balloon animal.
It was a balloon. I thought it was a fridge. I remember a fridge for some reason. I don't know.
Those Lucas brothers are real hard workers. And this here is the woman who gave birth to the two workaholics. Mama Lucas is your stereotypical black mother. Boisterous, strict, and loves going to church. It was a short-lived series, so they don't dive too deep into this character. As for their dad, he ran out on them years ago, which makes episode 4 the perfect place to start. The bros donate a couch to their boy Gerard. He owns the local bar in the neighborhood. Gerard asks where they got the couch from. They let Gerard know that they found it on the streets. It's a street couch. A street couch named Dwayne. After a quick hygiene check, Gerard discovers
A street couch named Dwayne.
Before the health inspector closes his business. Kenny and Keith are torn. They don't want to get rid of their couch, no matter how insect infested it may be. Gerard teaches them the
Fucking
importance of letting go
nasty.
and moving on to bigger, better things. He advises
But
them
that's
to
the
start
thing, bro. You be seeing people throwing away good ass couches outside on the curb. But the thing is, bro, you cannot pick those couches up because, bro, you do not know what people have in their houses. Even getting like furniture from Goodwill and shit, bro, it's like the worst thing you could do because people be having roach infested houses, and if you get those roaches in your houses, bro, it's damn near impossible to get rid of them. Like, you gotta go through everything just to get rid of them. I remember I had this one neighbor. The roaches in his house got so bad to the point where he had literally he literally had to get one of those pest control people to put a whole tent over his house, and they had to bomb the whole house from the outside in, like where people wearing like the fucking suits and stuff inside the house, and they had to evacuate the house for days. But I heard that they stopped doing that. I don't know why. I would just think like, I think it's because like whenever you do something like that, then the roaches will just run to the next, like the neighbor's house or something. So the roach problem will go from here to there. So it really don't get rid of the roaches.
Because if you truly love something, you set it free. The brothers agree to take Dwayne to the wilderness and let him loose. They take one last picture together and then say their goodbyes.
Go on, you're free from the ghetto. Get out of here.
You're free from the
They
ghetto.
hop in their van and drive away depressed as they reminisce over Dwayne. Now, I need you to predict what comes next. I'm sure you can. Just go ahead, take a guess.
I don't remember.
Like I said before, this is one of the most random shows I've seen in my life. I could lock you in an isolated thinking tank for the next year, and you'd never land here. But for shits and giggles, let's see if you guess correctly.
They went to hell, I
almost hit a
think.
moose, flip their van, almost killing themselves in the process, end up stranded in the wilderness and having to call Jake the Snake Roberts, who retired from WWF, to become a tow truck driver. They walk to a nearby tavern to use the payphone when they meet someone they haven't seen in decades, their father.
Oh man, I do not remember this.
Daddy Lucas explains that Kenny and Keith have stumbled upon Freedom Town. The
Hey,
place
yo.
dads come to when
Oh,
they share their families. If
yeah.
he's caught being a responsible father, he'll be kicked out of the club. So he agrees to help the boys get their van fixed. They hand the keys over to the Freedom Town mechanic.
Yo.
But he wants to know who these new faces are. Dad explains that these two strangers are new members because they just abandoned their son, Dwayne. Later on, the brothers are hanging out with their dad. He explains he can do whatever he wants all day because he has no responsibilities. So they just sit around playing NBA Jam. That night, Daddy Lucas is hosting a poker tournament. The deadbeats are having a grand old time. Then the mechanic barges in. He shows the crowd a picture of the bros and their alleged son, Dwayne, who is in fact a couch, not a child. That's when Dad is forced to admit his relation to the boys.
Hold on, these guys aren't really deadbeat dads, and I played poker with them?
Feeling betrayed, they hold the Lucas family at gunpoint. Dad calms the tension by having a heartfelt moment. He gets the men to admit they in fact love their children and were just scared at the thought of not living up to expectations. Dad then has a touching moment with his sons as they bond, and he apologizes for his absence in the past. And like the true deadbeat he is, poof, like a thief in the night, Pops just vanishes into the wilderness. The Lucas bros are
Crazy.
The episode ends with the boys reunited with the abandoned street
Bro,
couple.
this episode was so crazy, dude. I really want to rewatch this.
Tournament is going down, and the winners get 3 fast passes to Coney Island. The thought of not having to wait in line is enough to get the brothers to join. They grab the multi-talented bartender Gerard and form the ultimate team. As if the 3 weren't a big enough threat as is, Kenny reveals his new pumps and demonstrates his enhanced dunking ability. Being down to 2 players, they go to bed and pray to God for Michael Jordan to save them. They wake up the next morning, and guess who's in the kitchen whipping up breakfast? The greatest of all time,
Michael Jordan bobblehead.
Except he has a big ass unstable head for some reason. I'm guessing it's because they sleep right next to this Jordan bobblehead thingy every night. The next day at the tournament, the barbershop bullies are making fun of Michael, which ignites a fire inside of him. After a long, vigorous day of battling team after team, Jordan's presence propelled the brothers right to the finals. The barbershop bullies take the Lucas bros down to the wire. In the end, Keith hits the winning dunk and the team wins the passes. That's when they let Michael know, despite his efforts, the 3rd ticket will be going to Gerard. While enjoying a day at Coney Island, Michael Jordan infiltrates dressed like a Lucas brother. He lets them know he stole Gerard's fast pass and tied him to the coaster tracks, which will surely result in his death. But it's taking too long, so Mike decides to ride the cyclone and kill Gerard himself. With the magic of their new pumps, they inflate the shoes to gigantic size and kick Mike beyond the stratosphere. From a street couch named Dwayne to a big-ass bobblehead Michael Jordan. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet, man.
I know this scene's so random, bro. I know it's so random. If you never seen this, so you probably thinking like, bro, how can anybody like just sit through and watch this? But if you watch an episode of Regular Show and you enjoyed it, if you watch a season of Regular Show and you enjoyed it, you will enjoy this right here. This is fire, bro. This is, I don't know how I explain it, dude. It's just pure fire, bro. You're gonna be entertained the entire time, bro. This shit is just so funny, bro. It's like one of the funniest shows I've seen. I really want to rewatch it. I really wish they did not cancel this, bro.
The bros have the day off work. They plan to spend their downtime reminiscing about the good old days. But they're rudely interrupted by Jake the Snake, who just put a boot on their van. They choose to be responsible and head to the DMV to rectify the issue right away. When they arrive, Lunel happens to be the agent. She makes them aware of all their outstanding tickets. The fine to get their vehicle released is a whopping 1 stack.
Hey, look, here's the deal. How about we don't pay that?
You take the boot off, and we forget this ever happened.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
plan.
In comes a large, rich white dude. He makes his way straight to the front of the line and drops stacks on the counter. The brothers can't help but be in awe of this mysterious money man. Later on at Gerard's bar, they end up telling him about the mysterious wealthy white dude. To their surprise, Gerard has heard of him before. Apparently, the gentleman's name is Uncle Taco, and he has food trucks on corners all
Uncle
over the city.
Taco.
People love his food. A light bulb goes off. Gerard tells the brothers they should start a food truck, but with burgers, which will in turn make them
A
money.
white man named Uncle Taco.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Not even after one full business day, hired goons arrive and kidnap the brothers. They're taken to the man himself, Uncle Taco, and they have a face-to-face. Uncle Taco isn't too fond of outsiders selling meat on his corners. Pause. He extorts them and demands 25% of all profits. Kenny and Keith sell their meat.
This is a whole
They all
Boondocks
get the
episode
move. Mission
when
complete.
Riley was selling
It's time to retire from the
chocolates.
meat game, continue their day of getting high.
First
and reminisce
fundraiser.
about the good old days. Uncle Taco pulls guns, lets them know he's gotten used to the extra cash they bring in, and says they're never allowed to leave the burger game.
Now I'm starving!
There's only one way to settle this. Can you? Yeah, you at home. Can you take a guess how they're gonna settle this beef? No pun intended.
I don't
Fuck to the
even
death?
remember.
Nope. How about Russian roulette? Nah, of
I
course
don't
not.
remember.
A wacky road race.
Yep. You heard
A
it right.
wacky
A
road
wacky
race.
If they win, they can retire. If they lose, they cook forever. Night falls and every food truck in town assembles at the starting line. Ja Rule and Ashanti apparently had some free time, so they kick things off. And Uncle Taco takes an early lead. He's playing dirty by ramming other drivers off of the road, but the Lucas brothers are determined. The two vehicles meet up at a red light, since wacky road races require you stop at all traffic signals. On the green, they take off head to head. Uncle Taco is losing slightly, so he activates his nitrous oxide. He goes so fast that he kind of mysteriously vanishes. That's when Ja Rule gives some expert insight on what just took place.
Uncle Taco went so fast, he brought the space-time continuum and went back to the future.
Oh, word?
The Lucas bros
Went back to the future.
The next day, they wake up to a fresh new ticket on their moving van. I don't mean to beat a dead horse or anything, but this episode marks the halfway point through the series. And these lazy bastards haven't moved yet. In all honesty, they could have gave them any profession in the world, and all these episodes would still play out the exact same. Funny enough, the original draft had them working as installers for a cable company, paying homage to a job the brothers actually worked when they were younger. The idea was left on the cutting room floor in fear of it being too similar to The Cleveland Show, which was also a part of the legendary Simpsons block I mentioned earlier. Keith Lucas was actually quoted saying, "It would be funny if we were movers because we've never moved a thing in our lives and we're so fucking weak and we hate physical labor." You know one person who doesn't hate physical labor? Lunel. In the previous episode, she was a DMV agent. She quickly changed her career path and is now a delivery driver. The brothers ordered a pair of Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses. Lunel, the delivery lady, drops them off, and they begin to argue over who gets to wear them first. Excitement is immediately placed on pause when Lunel hands them their second package.
Dear Lucas Brothers, we're auditing you. Love, the government.
They head over to Gerard, who also happens to be a tax consultant. He quickly files their taxes and lets the bros know that they owe the government 10 stacks. Gerard tells them they have to go to tax court and just pray the IRS takes pity on them. They don't.
Is he just like explaining every
After getting
episode?
processed and slipping into their jail outfits, the brothers are surprised to see.
I mean, I don't mind, but it's like I thought he gonna bring like the point. I guess this is the point.
Jail is one of America's best kept secrets. It's actually a great place to be. They don't want regular people to find out about the hidden gem, so they make up stories to make it seem bad. The next day, Pops give the boys a tour of the prison.
But it's actually true. Like you seen that one video where the dude, you know those people that were doing I saw something. Those people that were doing those videos where they would bond people out of jail. They'll bail people out of jail with money and shit to make a whole video about them, like spending the whole day with them and stuff. And then they bailed this one homeless dude out of jail, and then this dude was like mad as hell because he's like, "Why y'all took me out of here? Now I gotta find a place to stay and this and that. Now I don't got nowhere to stay and nowhere for free food, nowhere for free showers and a free bed and this and that and all." Like he was mad, bro. But people actually be doing that, bro, because they can't really get into the shelter homes because those be like overcapacitated. Like it'll be too many people in there, and then they can't really get into no programs because programs have a waiting list that be going for months to years, bro. Like waiting list and shit. So it's like the only opportunity is just to like steal something from a store and then get some time in jail so they can just stay in jail for that little amount of time, and then they out, and then you know it's like the same cycle every time. So yeah, jail it to a lot of people it's a place that you don't want to be, but some people they go there on purpose, bro. Some people they go there on purpose, and you can't really blame them, bro. If I'm a hobo, that's probably like the best option is to go to jail. It's like it's not like you're gonna get bitches anyway, so might as well go to jail.
The hookers, and
You ain't got family helping you or nothing.
Coaster, go-karts, and a personal butler. They meet the warden, and he's down with the bros. He's cool as shit. Gerard visits, but he didn't come alone. He brought Mama Lucas along with him. Mom and Dad are reunited for the first time in decades, and she loses her cool on the coward who walked out on her years ago. She threatens to get even with him as she's dragged away kicking and screaming. At recess, Warden announces he's being relocated to another prison. On his exit, he introduces the new warden, Mama Lucas.
Oh,
She immediately implements new rules and makes prison a terrible place to be. Yeah, jail, a terrible place. Could you imagine that?
Damn. I can't spend the rest of my life with that woman. That's why I left all of y'all in the first place.
Now that jail is miserable, Daddy Lucas plans a jailbreak. He plays his warden wife her favorite Keith Sweat CD and distracts her with the good old sex and R&B trick. He's about to start lipsing her up, but then he vanishes. They catapult clean off the premises where Gerard...
that man just too smooth with it.
...are about to surrender. They have a sad, emotional, touching heart-to-heart.
How'd she fall for that again?
Distraction while he escapes. Like a truly changed man, he refuses to leave his children behind. He ran out on them twice before and vowed to never do it again.
Yeah, right.
I wish that were true, but nah,
Yeah.
once a dirtbag, always a dirtbag. He got the fuck up out of there ASAP.
Just go on. Dad sure knows how to leave us.
Lucas bros are taken straight back to their cell. Days later, delivery lady brings a letter. It's from Dirtbag Dad. He lets them know he arrived at a new jail upstate and that him and the warden are having a blast. He also recommends they get locked up there one day because the food is to die for.
That's crazy.
But I can almost guarantee it's not as
This
good as the
dude
soul
acting like it's a whole resort.
Kenny and Keith are doing groceries for the annual potluck because they plan to make soul food. That's when they bump into the barbershop bullies. They let the brothers know that they will in fact be the ones making soul food.
What are you gonna do about it? I ain't gonna do nothing about it. Nothing. You Lucas bros, we don't respect you.
Level-headed Gerard pieces it up before a fight breaks out. He lets them know when two parties want to bring the same dish, there must be an official cook-off. Winners have their food served, losers do dishes. Challenge accepted. The bros head to the kitchen and make macaroni, but it tastes awful, so they add some hot sauce. Oldest trick in the Black People Handbook. Still tastes bad though. They come to the realization the dish is missing soul. Unfortunately, there's a little roadblock here, you see, because years ago, many years ago, they were having trouble getting past that cheap-ass son of a
Kush the
Sub-Zero in
chef.
Mortal Kombat. So they did what any rational gamer would do. Sell their souls to Satan in exchange for the win. So now
See, this is the episode that scared me away from this.
in other words, the Lucas brothers must die. Before plummeting to their deaths, they have concerns that they might end up in heaven instead of that place down under.
What if after we jump, we go to heaven instead of hell? We're too bad for that. We smoke weed. That's true. Cheat at Monopoly. I always kick pigeons when I see them. Oh, yeah.
They plunge off a building into the pits of hell. A kind, tortured soul saves Kenny and Keith using his paddle boat, then drops them off at Satan's trailer. Here we learn those Sub-Zero problems didn't actually occur many years ago when they were careless, naive children. It was actually just 2 days ago. So Satan says it's too soon to have it back. But he does offer a wager. Win a match of Mortal Kombat and the souls return to owner. Lose the match and do dishes in the pits of hell for the rest of eternity. Here in hell, what happens in the video game happens in real life. The brothers almost lose all of their health and start bleeding uncontrollably. Then Satan falls for the okie doke. That red substance was actually hot sauce. The oldest trick in the Black People Handbook. They use it to melt Sub-Zero into a puddle of diluted, watery hot sauce. Satan admits defeat, returns the souls, and the cook-off commences. The barbershop bullies surprisingly do an amazing job, but they stand no chance against the newly acquired soul. The bros add one drop, making the food irresistible. Gerard and the judges declare the Lucas brothers the winners.
Flawless meal.
Now, even after breaking down these wild-ass episodes, I swear I'm just beginning to scratch the surface. The ideas get even more creative and out of this world the deeper you go. Pause.
They really do.
The sister twins had a secret, evil, demonic third sister who was set out on killing them with her army of clones. Or when aliens are revealed to have been watching Earth for their entertainment. Then they pull a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and to boost ratings, they swap out the mom for a new light-skinned mom. How about after being typecasted for decades, Jaleel White has slipped into depression and become a recluse? The Lucas brothers must create an invention to shrink down, insert themselves into the actor's subconscious, and convince him to bring the beloved Urkel character back simply because they want to see a Family Matters reboot. And that still isn't even the craziest shit I've seen. This show is all over the place. If I had to compare this or make an analogy using other cartoon references, this is like a black stoner version of regular show. It just kind of.
It's like I said. I already said it.
Fox didn't want to give it the full cosign.
I already said it.
Push behind it. As a result of that, it's just one of those rare hidden gems that a handful of people know about. One of those shows that just got buried in history. Nobody has really seen it, and the ones that have barely remember it. But fuck it, I like it. Far from a masterpiece, of course. There's room for improvement. Who knows? It may have gotten there to that elite level with another season or two. You know, who knows, man? If this looks or sounds like your type of shit, yeah, I suggest you check it out. Doctor's orders.
I thought he was really gonna like explain the whole thing on why they canceled it. They never really give an explanation to why it got canceled. I wish they kept on going. Why did it get canceled, bro? But we're not gonna end it without finding out why it got canceled. Yo. Yo.
Yo, what's up?
So why did that show, the Lucas Bros Moving Company, get canceled?
Lucas Bros Moving Co. was cancelled after 2 seasons. The exact reason isn't publicly detailed, but shows often end due to factors like viewership numbers, production costs, or network decisions.
So there's no specific reason on why it ended. They never gave a specific reason.
You're right, there's no specific public reason for the show's cancellation. It ended after 2 seasons, but the exact cause hasn't been detailed.
Damn, that sucks. Well, thanks.
Yeah, it's a bummer. That show had a unique vibe, but no worries. Glad I could fill you in.
Damn, bro. So I guess we don't got an exact reason on why it ended. I guess we'll never know. Maybe it was too black. Maybe it was. All I know is if they could bring this show back, I would be so happy. I doubt they're ever gonna do that. I feel like it's past its prime time to sign. Yeah. We'll keep it at that. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.